And hello. Today it's Wakasm Plays Morbid Fortress by Doom Thoughts, maker of Doom Machine. And hello, I'm Wakasm. How's everybody doing today? Today we are going to be playing a print and play. I just did a recording of it, and I'm going to decide to re-record it probably right now because I made one small rule mistake and I lost, but losing is not really the issue. It was more the rule mistake. So anyway, here we are. This is Morbid Fortress. This is a print and play that just came out a couple days ago. And if you don't know what a print and play is something that you basically pay someone money, or sometimes they're even for free, and you get a set of files, and you can take those files and you can print them up with your own printer. This is an 18 card print and play. So if you're familiar with like button shy games like Sprawlopolis and a bunch of other games, a lot of times they offer these as digital files, or sometimes you can go purchase them on something like Game Crafter and get a physical copy, or other times you can even just take them to a professional printer and get them printed yourself, depending on how you want to engage with the game. If you print them yourself, often what you might do is like the low budget version would be print them on a piece of paper, get like a poker card or something, or maybe like an old magic card, and sleeve it, and then put the cut paper in front of the magic card, and it will feel like a regular card. Or you could get really high-end crafting paper with a better printer and print your own. And there's all kinds of scaling that you can do for print and plays. You can engage with it how you want to engage with it. There's a lot of people that love like making their crafts really crafty and beautiful and nice. Me, on the other hand, I tend to play my print and plays digitally. If you've watched my channel, I've played a lot of Fliptown on this channel digitally, a lot of other games that would otherwise be printed on paper. I tend to play them on a device. One, because it's easier to stream and record, and two, I don't know, I find every time I print out print and plays, the papers get messy. I've tried laminating them before, and then they like start to curl. I don't know, unless it's a game that I'm playing multiplayer or a game that I really want to play physically, I tend to not print my own copy, or I go the other extreme end and I get a physical copy. Like even though I've played digitally Fliptown like 20 times, I just got the Kickstarter for the physical copy, which I haven't actually played yet, but maybe I'll do that on stream with the physical copy one of these days. So anyway, that's kind of an intro what a print and play is, if you don't know what that is. This is Morbid Fortress. I guess the theme is you are, I don't know, a necromancer, and you're building a stronghold, and you're trying to build the biggest stronghold you can, and there's a bunch of crusaders that are showing up to your fortress to stop you, and your job is to survive and not have your fortress get destroyed. That's the theme. Very visual, very dark. So yeah, we're gonna get started. I will teach you how to play this game. I'll go over the rules kind of in my own way. I'm not going to do a full overview. I'll kind of play and teach as I go. I'll teach you what's important, and then I'll teach you the end game scoring condition later on once there's more information. And other than that, there'll be 2 times in this video where I promote myself. One of them's right now. If you like what you learned, you want more of this, the best way you could support me is like and subscribe. I have a website where I do reviews. You can kind of see all kinds of stuff to the left and above me about different things. I'll talk about that at the end of the stream. But I guess, yeah, let's get started. And one other thing of note, I've started recording all of my stuff both in vertical mode and in horizontal mode. So in the YouTube description, there should be a link to the vertical mode if you want to try viewing this like on your phone in a different way. I won't publish both. One will always be unlisted. So if you want to you want to see vertical modes, there'll always be a playlist of vertical modes in a playlist. Other than that, I guess let's get started. So this is, I'm actually going to turn my face off for this one just because I think it makes it easier to see what's going on. I probably could do this actually. It won't be that big of a deal because I can always move the dice up. But yeah, I'll hide my face for now. So this is Morbid Fortress. Like I said, you're a necromancer trying to protect your fortress from the crusaders. The way the game works is there is a setup phase that you have to do first. And we're going to do that right now. And the way you do the setup phase is you're going to take 2 dice. You're going to roll them. Whoops. That's 3 dice, but we'll just use these 2 because they're different values. I meant to do this, not roll all of them, but that's fine. So we have a 4 and a 5 as our 2 values. So this is what you do in the setup phase before you get started. You roll 2 dice. The 2 dice have to be different values. The first one is going to be the Crusaders' attack. I don't know, modifier. I don't know what it's actually called in rules, but this represents their attack, and this represents their holy magic. And all we're going to do is we're going to mark these on this Crusader sheet right here. So we're going to take the 4 and we're going to kind of draw around the dice, and then we're going to take the 5 and we're just going to color in the pips. And again, the iconography is kind of up here. The one that's the border represents the attack, and the one that's the 5 pips represents the holy. So 4 is our attack, 5's holy. That's all you need to know for this. Okay, and that's a setup. That's all you got to do for the setup. You got to do that once. Now, of note, if you print this, all of these cards are double-sided, like every single one. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. So for instance, this has 2 sides. All these cards up here have 2 sides. So you would set this up in 4 piles like this, but this card would actually be sitting on top of the pile like this. I just like the way this looks a little bit better. So I have it set up like this. There is actually no card back with the logo here. This is a digital shortcut compared to the physical game, but other than that, everything else is just like the physical game. This is how you would set it up. You'd have 3 dice. You'd have your Crusader check card here. You'd have your rally point card here, your harvesting card, and your production card on the bottom. You leave a space for cards in the middle for your building tableau, and you'd have 4 cards that you can purchase. And again, like I said, this card would normally be on the deck. I just visually did it like this because it makes more sense to me visually to do it like that. All right, so we did the setup, and we're just gonna get started. And like I said, I'm gonna teach the rules as I go. I'm not teaching all the rules in one singular like preface. I'll just teach what's important, and then hopefully you pick it up as you go along. It's not that complicated of a game. So what's going to happen every turn is you're going to roll these dice. So let's do that right now. We rolled 2 2s and a 5. So the first thing you do during the Crusader check phase is if you roll anything that matches the 2 dice that you did during your setup, you're going to circle in whatever that dice represents. So for instance, a 2 does nothing for them, but the 5 does. It gives them holy attack damage, so their holy side just got a little bit stronger. And the last game I played, that was what happened more often than the attack. We'll see if it's different this game, but it is random, like, you know, depends on what dice you roll. So they now have a holy power of 2. I'll explain what that means when that's relevant, but you do that first every round. You roll your dice, you mark it off, and then you mark off the rally point that you're on. So we are on the first rally point, and that's all you do for this rally point. You actually don't do anything special with this rally point until you get to this space, and then later on there's going to be spaces that get circled like this, which ones are going to be random. But all you need to know is every round you just mark off the rally space. So this is basically how many turns you have in the game. The game ends. One way you lose is if the Crusader get their power all the way up this track, which we're going to hope doesn't happen. And then just one other thing of note before we start, we're playing on the easy difficulty. You can increase the difficulty with these two cards either by flipping this, and this would mean the Crusaders start with more attack damage, or you could flip this, and this is kind of like a harder track to deal with, or you could go crazy and flip them both. So there are 3 difficulties. I don't know if the designer has more in mind to add to the game. This is new, it just came out 2 days ago, so we'll have to see what happens there. But that's all you do for the rally point. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to harvest, and you're going to harvest the same dice that you had before from this first step. So we have 2 2s and a 5, and basically harvest just means that you can get the things here that your dice represent. So for instance, I could get 2 either of these eyeball symbols or 2 scrap. Eyeball symbols let you increase or decrease the die by 1 to get something else for your harvest phase. I don't believe you can use them to affect the Crusader check at all. That would probably be really powerful. I think it's only for like the harvest phase. 95% sure I'm correct on that rule, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Sometimes I make rule mistakes. And then the other thing that I totally missed in my first playthrough, which is why I'm recording this, is you can also use these to re-roll dice, which would have been really powerful and strong had I realized you could do that. Or you could get scrap. I'll explain what scrap works, but basically any dice can give you 2 scrap. And then the numbers can get you either acolytes, building materials, or bones. And what you might want to get is probably going to be what's on these cards up here, which we'll talk about in a second. So right now this is the shop. I don't own any of these cards. I can eventually buy these cards and put them here by getting this metal. Like this cost 1 metal, and once it's built I can start applying resources towards it to build it. Like this card in particular requires 4 bones, 2 building materials, some blood, and a skull. So that's what all that is. And that's why you might want to take something and start building it up ahead of time if you know what building you're going to want to go for. But before I can even do that, I need metal, and in order to get metal I craft it with an acolyte and building materials. So I have to sacrifice an acolyte, get some building materials to get a metal. So I might as well spend this 5 on an acolyte, because I'm going to need that. I could have spent it on building on these guys too. Actually, I'm going to spend it on the building material first. I don't know why. And then I'm going to spend the 2 2s to just get 2 of these eyeballs and 2 scrap. And that's all I can do during the harvest phase. You got to fully harvest before you go on to crafting during your protection phase. Yeah, so now we can craft with what we have if we wanted to. I don't really have anything I could craft. I could spend 3 scrap to get any 1 resource. I don't even have 3 scrap, so I can't do that. If our buildings were damaged, I could repair them for 2 scrap. Otherwise, I can convert these things into these things. It's very straightforward. If you've played any kind of game that has resources with conversion. So that's it. That's all I can do for the turn, and that's the whole first turn. Pretty straightforward. So we're going to re-roll the dice, and we're going to go back to the Crusader check phase. So we have a 4, 2, and 3. So their attack's going to go up because of this 4. 2s and 3s do nothing for them, so they got a little bit stronger. They have a combined power of 3 right now. We're going to mark this rally point down. Nothing special happens. We're going to now do another harvest phase, and I kind of gambled wrong. I thought I would get a 5 or 6 to be able to get a medal. So what I'm going to have to do probably is I can just gamble right now. You know what? I don't need to start using my eyeballs yet. I'm just going to start getting these bones. I'm going to use a 3 and a 4 to do that. And I think I'm going to get 2 more eyeballs with the 2. And that's it for my harvest phase. I don't have an acolyte yet to make metal, so I can't start using any of my resources on any of these buildings. So we're just going to then continue. We're going to roll. We basically don't want 4s and 5s when we roll. 4s and 5s are bad in terms of this, but good. 5s are like really good for this. So, you know, when you get a 4, 5, or 6 in your... If you get 4s and 5s, which for your crusader ship numbers, I feel like the game's going to be harder, but I don't really know. Anyway, I rolled a 4. So they're now up 2 and 2. And I can now finally get 2 acolytes. And I don't really know what I even want. I was talking about getting this. I don't know if there's something better. Getting all these are kind of late game things. This one kind of helps a little bit. We can prevent damage one time, which again I haven't really explained damage, but all of these give us powers that give us points at the end of the game, and points are part of the win condition. I haven't explained it. You do want to invest in some things to get your points, but you also want to invest in things that get you symbols. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get the building and the 2 acolytes. And now in the crafting phase, I'm going to craft 2 metals instead of 1. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get 2 metals. And then with the 2 metals, I'm going to purchase one of these guys. The reason why I'm doing it is I want to get one of these shield markers. I think I'm going to get this first. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. What did I mean to do? I meant to do this. So now I bought this. I haven't built this yet, but I've bought it. I used the 2 metal that I have. And I bought this. So I'm down to just 2 bones. And since I'm still in the crafting phase, I can use one of these bones right now to write this in. Originally, I bought 2 bones because I thought maybe I was going to go for one of these buildings. You know what? Yeah, since I did that, let's just do that. Hold on. We're going to undo some stuff here. We're going to put this back. We're going to get this. And I'm going to use the 2 bones that I bought, not 1. Whoops. 2 bones, and we're going to work on this. Again, I don't know which one's actually better. Probably the other one's still better, but this one requires 3 blood, which is a little bit harder to get. And these both have shields, so I'll go for this right now first. And I don't know, we'll see if any of these plans pay off. The other thing that's going to happen is I'm going to get to see another card. All right, so we have the hatching pool, which this gives us some defensive stuff, so that's not too bad. Yeah, that is it for this crafting phase. I can't really craft anything else, so we're going to roll. 4s and 5s are bad. They're good and they're bad. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again. I want 4s and 5s for my harvest, but I don't want them for this. So these guys don't go up in power at all. We are going to mark down the rally points. So nothing special happens on the rally point section. We are now going to figure out how we want to harvest. Now, these are all 1s and 2s. Not great. But I can use 2 eyeballs to turn these 1s into 6s. And then I can just use the 2 to get back to 2 eyeballs. So basically, I would have got rid of this one, got rid of this one, and then I get them back. And that's going to give us 2 acolytes. And then during the crafting phase, I'm going to sacrifice an acolyte to get 2 blood. and that's pretty thematic. And then I'm going to spend everything that I just crafted and harvested, which is 2 blood and a meeple, or an acolyte, and I'm going to start building this ossuary. Now my goal is to get this built for this symbol here, which again, I have not explained what that does. Just know that that's what my current goal is. This is going to help us defend against some of this. So that's why I made these choices. All right. So now we're going to roll again. 4 and a 5. So both of these go up. So again, bad for us in terms of the Crusader. Good for us for Harvest, though. Nothing special happens on this rally point. We are going to... What do I need? I need bones and buildings. So we're going to take the 2 buildings and the bones. Building scraps, or building materials, and bones. We're going to move to the crafting phase. And we're going to spend all that immediately. We kind of got what we wanted there. Bad roll, but gives us what we want. We're going to use our bones and our 2 building materials. And now we're going to activate our first building. So we flip it over. And now what this means is when we get attacked in one of the upcoming phases, when we get attacked, first this building's going to soak up 2 damage, which is good, which means that that power track that we saw before is not going to go up. Remember, if this power track ever goes to the top, we lose, and those are going to soak up some of the damage that would make this power track increase. In addition, we have this symbol, and what this symbol does is, one, at the end of the game, it kind of helps us even out the score a little bit. Again, I didn't really talk about the end condition, but we're going to be counting up a bunch of points, and we're going to be comparing it to how high this track is. And if our points are higher than this track, we win. And these symbols are at the end of the game going to lower the track for us a little bit. So that's one of the things that it can do long term. But in addition, when we get attacked, for every magic shield we have, we get to lower this track down a little bit. So if we get a lot of those, every time they attack, this will go down and we'll take a lot less damage. So the more of these symbols that we have, the better. In addition, we also now unlocked a special way to get more points. Not every card can give you a lot of points, but this one is we can start building these skulls, and if we put skulls here, we get 2 extra points for every skull built at the end of the game. The last game that I played, I didn't unlock any of these scoring cards, and it kind of messed me up a little bit. I wasn't able to get enough points, and then I kind of miscalculated stuff. So I learned my lesson in my last game. So hopefully in this showcase game, I do a little bit better. But not sure. Now, what is next? So we did this. No, we just did a whole phase, right? Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure I marked everything down. So we're gonna now do the next phase. We're gonna roll our dice. 2 5s, so they're gonna go up this power track twice. And then now we come up to our first special symbol. Whoops. I don't know what I did there. Sorry. That was a OBS mistake there. So all I did was I marked these 2 spaces, 1, 2 with the 5s, and then I rolled a 5 5 3. I'm not sure at what point I accidentally pressed the wrong button. But now we're up to our first special space, which is this one. This is our Crusader check space. When we get to this space, something special happens. We're going to now determine where we get attacked on this track. And the way that works is whenever you hit this space, you're going to look at all these numbered spaces until the next one. So we're going to look from this Crusader track to this Crusader track, and we're going to stop there. And any numbers that happen to be part of what we rolled, so we rolled 3s and 5s, we're going to circle them here. So we did get a little bit lucky, because if we would have had 3 different numbers, like let's say we rolled a 1, 3, and a 5, we'd be circling this too. And these represent when we get attacked by the crusaders. So far we haven't been attacked. Anytime you hit a circled space like this, we're going to get attacked. So we now have the rest of this turn, and 1, 2, 3, and then the first part of this turn to figure out how we can avoid taking a ton of damage when we get attacked. So now we know when we're getting attacked. So that's what happens with these spaces. You do that once, we're going to do that again here, and then we're going to do that again here, and that kind of determines all the places that we're going to get attacked. And again, if we were playing on the harder mode, we'd be determining that sooner, and there's more spaces to get attacked on. So again, once you get used to this easier mode, you can always make it more difficult that way. All right, so next we're gonna do our harvest. So 5s are good for our harvest. They're just bad for this track. We used our 5s, we got our 2 acolytes, and I think we want to go either for the I don't know how to pronounce this, the Obolete. Sure, there's a pronunciation that matters there. Problem we have is this all takes a lot of blood, but it's probably gonna be worth it. I think actually we're gonna go for the hatching pool. So first we need metal. That's what we need to go for first, and I think we are going to save our eyeballs for now, and we're just going to grab a bone and hope we don't regret that decision later. And that's it. That's all we're going to do. We're not going to do any crafting this turn. So we're going to roll. And we did get a 4, so their base attack goes up. And then we're going to mark our rally points. Nothing special happens in this space. And we're going to get 1 building material, and we're going to get 1 acolyte with these. And what do I want to do? I think, do I want to use an eyeball? No, I think I'm going to get a few more eyeballs. There we go. And we're going to craft now, and we're going to get 1 metal, and I would mark it normally, but I can just use that. Actually, no, I can't use that metal yet, so I'm going to mark it. You can, like, once you get used to conversions, just do all the conversions at once to save you time. And again, I probably should have said it in person. If you were playing this, you'd be using dry erase markers and sleeves, and you'd be drawing on the sleeves. I don't know how annoying that is in person to do. I'm doing it digitally, but it's not too bad doing it here. So yeah, I think I'm also going to erase this guy, and I think I'm going to get 2 blood. We have to start preparing for these blood sacrifices, so we're going to do that. And that is it. That's all that I'm going to do with my stuff. So we're going to start another round, and they're going to get a little bit stronger on their holy track. So they're doing 10 points of damage to us right now. Another round where nothing special happens. We are going to get 1 acolyte and 1 builder, I think. Actually, yeah, we're gonna do that. And we have another 1 here. Actually, yeah, we're gonna get a building instead of, no, we're gonna do 1 and 1. Sorry, I have a 6 and a 5. No, I have 6 and a 5. Yeah. And then we're gonna turn this 1 into a 2 with we're gonna turn this 1 into a 6. So you can go backwards. You can turn 1s into 6s and 6s into 1s. And we're just gonna get another acolyte. And then during the crafting phase, we are going to turn an acolyte and a building material into another metal, and then we're going to take the 2 metal and we're going to buy this hatching pool. And then we're going to immediately start building this. We're going to take our 2 blood. There we go. And we're going to start building towards this. And we are going to sacrifice 1 meeple, 1 acolyte to get 2 blood. And we're going to take one of those blood immediately to start building this hatching pool with it. And then we're also going to immediately take this bone. And so now we need 5 things total. And we only have 2 rolls left to get it all done. So we hopefully can get there, but it's going to be a little bit tight. It really depends on the rolls that we get. And unfortunately, 5s and 4s, which is the roll that we want, helps them get stronger anyway. So it's kind of a wash if we get what we want, but we're going to see what happens. Anyway, we're going to roll. We did get a 4, no 5. 4s right now are better than 5s for us to get strategically, but I don't really know 100% if that's actually accurate. All right, so first we're definitely going to get a building material, and we need so many building materials and stuff. So I think we're going to use an eyeball to turn the 6 into a 5 to get another building material. And we're going to use another eyeball to turn this 2 into a 3 to get a bone. And then we're just going to use, in the crafting phase, we're just going to use them all right now towards this. So we're going to basically get this side done. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's gonna be it for the crafting phase. Did we write? I don't think we marked this down. Yeah, sorry. Supposed to do this and then mark it down. Hopefully I didn't skip any phases. It's very easy to mentally forget. We're gonna roll. Another 4 happens. No 5. We're kind of even on attack and holy right now. And then now we're going to do the rally point. Now this rally point, we're getting attacked. We're finally in an attack phase, so we're kind of going to finally get to cover how that works. We're still going to do our harvest first, and we basically need to use a lot of eyes. Then we don't need to use 2 eyes. So we need to turn this 4 into a building scrap, this 6 into a 5, so we're going to use up 1 eye. And we're going to use that stuff immediately. So again, normally you would write it in, but I'm going to use it to get these 2. So this is definitely getting flipped over in a second because that's 2 building scraps. And I think for this one, we're just going to take 2 scraps. And then now, like I said, we're going to do the crafting. We have what we need for it. So we're going to build both of these. We're going to flip this. And now we have a hatching pool. All right, so now we're in our attack phase, again represented by the circle that was on this card. So the first thing that's going to happen, we get to defend, and we get to cut down their defense. So right now we have 2 magic shields. We have this one, and we have this one on our buildings. So immediately their magic attack goes down too, because those magic shields, they lower this. In addition, we have some one-time powers that we can now use, and we're going to use them right now, I think. And we are going to just use them both. I don't see a reason not to. We cross this off, and we're going to immediately gain 2 normal shields and another magic. So if I do that total, I'm going to get basically these twice, and then this symbol. So we're getting 4 shields that stop the attack side and 2 that stop the magic side, but these are temporary. You don't get to keep these. Like, they're not permanently in my tableau as far as I can tell, although I mean, that's my interpretation of this power. Otherwise this would be really strong and you would want the hashing pool every single game forever. I will note that even though this seems really strong, you can have scenarios where attack doesn't grow as fast as this side does, and then you end up not wanting to use it. That happened to me in my last game. Again, it's on the live stream if you want to go look at that. I don't know if I'm going to post that as a full recording. But anyway, that is going to mean that we get to get rid of 4 of these and 2 more of these, so that we just took their attack down from whatever it was down to 6, which is a lot lower than where we were, but it does mean that I don't get to do that for the rest of the game. So again, I think that was the right move. We got to maximize it. So we did our defend, and now we have to absorb. And the way absorb works is we can either let them attack us and increase this power meter. So we could take all 6 if we wanted to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But there's really no reason to do that because we have these buildings, and these buildings can also absorb damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now had they, let's just as an example say this was their attack, 8 total, then I would have to add the remaining 2 to this power meter, but we were able to stop any damage from coming through. So their power is still at 0, but all of our buildings absorb slots are gone. This is where repairs come in. I can spend 2 scrap to repair these and get these back. And just again as a reminder, your score at the end of the game is going to be each one of these boxes that are not filled in, plus any like bonus scoring things. You want your score to be higher than the power track at the end of the game. That makes sense. All right, so you do have incentive to repair. And then I totally forgot to put this out. There are powers that trigger when these take damage. I don't have any right now, but there are some buildings that have powers that when they take damage they do stuff. Right now everything I have is either points at the end of the game or use one time and then it's gone. Like this one, I can absorb all of the damage from one side for 1 attack. This one is like this one, but I can gain 3 of this, which, you know, could combo really well since I have 2 of these magic shields right now. I might go for this next. But yeah, that's how the attack phase goes. So I am going to get attacked a second time in this next round. So let's move on to the next round. They got 1 magic and no attack, which is good for us. And we're going to mark this because we're in the attack phase again. So I need to figure out what I want to do with my resources. I think I'm going to get a building material and a acolyte. And I think with this 2, I'm going to want to get this. So I think with this 2, I'm just going to get... I'm going to get some scrap. And then with all this scrap real quick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm going to repair 3 of these. I don't know if that's the smartest play, but that's what I'm going to do for now. Because it's going to be a little while again before we get attacked. So I'm going to try to go and try to be lucky and see if I can get through it all. And then I'm going to convert, what am I going to do? I'm going to convert 1 acolyte and 1 building resource into a metal in case I get like a really crazy roll the other direction. And yeah, that's my crafting phase. So now they're going to attack. Again, we were in an attack space. We can't forget to do that. And again, we're going to look at our shields first. So they actually went down one holy attack this turn because they only rolled, because it was back-to-back attacks and we only rolled a 5. So we're only taking 5 damage this turn, but we can only soak up 3. 1, 2, 3. So they're finally going to make it through and they gain some power. So they finally have damage on the board. Not much we can do about it. So that's the end of the round. We're going to roll. We do have a 5, so their holy is going to power up because of this. We did not roll a 4, so their attack does not get any stronger. We are going to use this 5. Oh wait, we got to mark this down so we don't forget. This is a normal round. We're not getting attacked this round, so we're good there. We are going to get this building material so we can get that metal. We'll just use this 3 to get a bone. And we'll use this 1, I guess, to get 2 more eyes. And then we are going during the crafting phase. We're going to convert these 2 into a metal. And we're going to get rid of the other metal. So we have 2 metal right now. And we have to decide which direction up here we want to go. Do we want to go for 1 big absorb? Or do we want to go for something like this and be able to block out more attack damage? This is the only one that gives us a permanent shield, so I think we're going to buy this. Yeah, that's it. Oh, well, actually, no, we can use the bone right now. I guess we'll do that, and we'll use the 1 blood right now that we have too, and start going down. Let's see what the next card is. All right, so actually, here's a good example of what I was talking about. This is a Sanctuary Tower, and this one, when it takes damage, it gives you blood. So actually, if I can quickly get this out real quick, I don't even have to sacrifice a meeple for this. So this is our first like combo potential. So I might do that. So I'm gonna hold on to this bone right now. It does mean I get set back into building this. So we're gonna have to see how this next round goes. If I'm getting attacked soon, I might have to go for this faster. Or I might just have to soak up the damage. We'll see. But that's the end of this round. So we are going to roll again. 1, 2, 3. So our crusaders do not get any stronger, but as we said on this particular setup, 4s and 5s are really good for the resources we want, but they're also really bad for us here. But when we don't take when they don't get stronger, we don't get good resources, so we're kind of in like a bad loop. Luckily we have these eyes to re-roll if we need it. I don't know if I'm going to re-roll or use them for plus minuses yet, but first things first, the other thing that happens is we are now on a crusader check space, which means we're going to look at our dice. We have a 3, so which means we're going to get attacked in this square. We don't have a 6, so this is going to be a normal square where we don't get attacked. So we are going to get attacked again very soon. So I don't think we're going to be able to do much about this. Even with like perfect rolls, we won't have enough resources to do all this. So I think we're going to continue with my plan of trying to get this. So first we're going to use one of our eyeballs to turn that 1 into a 6, and we're going to get an acolyte because we need to get another metal now. That's our next goal. Now the question is, oh no, I have a 3. So I'm going to use another eyeball to turn that 3 into a 4 to get a building material. Question is, do I re-roll this and gamble? If it re-rolls into a 1 or a 2, I'm wasting an eyeball, but if it rolls into something that I need, like a meeple or building material, that would be good. I'm gonna gamble. We're gonna re-roll this 1, 2. We got a 4. That's perfect. We will take the extra building material. And that's it. That's our whole harvest phase. We are going to craft. So we are going to sacrifice an acolyte and some building materials to turn them into a metal. And then we're going to instantly use that metal here to purchase this. So again, we have 2 buildings that are not built right now. 2 buildings that are built. And I'm going to immediately use the 2 resources that I have on this building. So all we need to do is get a meeple, and if we can get the meeple here before the next attack, we can then use this to soak up some damage and also get some free blood for our oubliette, or is that how you pronounce it? Oubliette? Oubliette? I don't know. Oubliette. I don't know. It's one of those words that you read, but I've never heard it said, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. We're gonna get rid of our 1 blood to do that, and we're gonna get rid of both of these because we just spent them on here. So we have nothing other than 2 eyeballs in our resource harvest area. All right, so we're gonna re-roll, and we're gonna start the phase 3s. We did get a 4, so they are gonna get a little bit stronger. This is not too bad for us though. But they do go up in the attack because this 4 is what we rolled at the beginning of the game. We are in attack phase now, so we are going to get attacked this turn. We do get to play out our harvest phase though still, so we are going to... We did not roll a 5, but we have the eyeball, so we're going to turn this 1 into a 6 with this to get our meeple, our acolytes. I guess I should write it in, right? So I don't forget. You don't really have to write it in if you can remember, but I guess it's not as interesting to do it that way on stream. I don't know. And then I have a 4. Oh, actually, I should probably see what the next building is too. 2 per sanctuary tower. So if I build this, I'll get 2 points just because I have this, which is kind of interesting. I don't know which direction we're going to go yet with that. All right. Next. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I have a 3. I don't need the bone. Did I actually take the building material for... Building material? I think I did not. If I just cheated, let me know. I don't think I did. I don't think I actually took the building material. I moved the dice down, but I don't see anything written here. I used the 1 for this, and then I have a 3 to use. I kind of don't want to use it for... I kind of don't want to use it for the bone. Well, this needs a lot of bones if I go for this, actually. But this is 3 metal. That's a lot. I feel like this could be... I feel like... I guess I could need the bone for this, right? I could still use it for that. Yeah, so we'll get the bone. And then during our crafting phase, we're going to use everything up here. We're going to use the meeple. Yeah, I can be putting it towards this. I'm just not really thinking. First, we're going to build this with the meeple, with the acolyte. So I now have a sanctuary tower. And then I can use both of these resources, 1 building and 1 bone, to progress this. And that makes more sense. And now we get attacked. So first we have 2 magic shields and 1 physical attack shield. So we're going to lower their physical attack and their magic down 2. 1 for the regular shield and 2 for the 2 magic shields. Then they attack us for 4 damage. I can only absorb 1 here. But when I absorb it, I gain 2 blood. So it goes here. And then I have to take the 3 more damage here. So they now have a power of 5. So they're starting to increase their power. Again, we lose if we get up here. And in order to win, we have to have a higher score than their power thing, which we'll cover at the end of the game. But that's kind of the gist of what's happening right now. I guess for I guess for just ease of viewing, I'll do it like this. This is not built yet, so these are built, not built. That probably makes more sense to view it that way. And yeah, we're gonna roll. All right, so good outcome from a harvest perspective, but a bad outcome from a crusader checked perspective. They are going to get 1 attack and 2 holy. I mean, again, could be worse. We're on the 6th round here, so nothing special happens. And we're just gonna harvest all the stuff that we need. What do we need? We need all this. We need buildings, so we're just gonna building materials. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then during the crafting phase, we're gonna spend 2 blood and 3 building materials to build this. I guess that kind of worked out. So this is now built. So now we have another 3 spots where we can soak up damage. We have another shield, and we also have this one-time use that could also wipe out a bunch of attack. So if we start rolling a lot of 4s now, 4s are not so bad for us because we can kind of wipe them out. So we want more 4s than 5s. But yeah. Anyway, that's the end of that round. We don't really have anything to craft with or anything else to do. So we're going to roll again. 1, 2, 3. So nothing happens with them here. We are on a crusader check space now. So now we're going to figure out where we get attacked. We're going to get attacked here, here, and here because we have a 1, 2, and 3 dice. And so we're basically prepping, and then we're just going to do attack, 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 which is probably the best outcome you could get. I don't really know. Again, I haven't played this enough, but my head logic says I don't think it can get better than that, but I could be wrong on the logic there. The bad part is 1, 2s, and 3s are really bad for harvesting for us, but we do need to start building up some stuff here. So we are going to get 2 scrap and 2 eyes for the 1s and the 2. And then I don't know what I want to go for up here. I don't even know if I need to go for anything. Maybe this sanctuary tower would be really worth getting, just because I'd get an extra 2 points because of this. I could start repairing everything. We kind of have a lot of shields, and we have this one-time thing to get rid of a lot of the attack side. If we do get this out, that's 1 more attack we don't have to worry about. Or I can go for this, which is less metal. Or I could start trying to just get points from these skulls and not get any more buildings. That's not a horrible play, especially since I'm going to be generating a lot of free blood from this. I think I'm going to do that. I don't know if it's a smart play or not. Like, my heart wants to get more buildings, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to get as much as I would like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Having unused blood is really good too, because on the last attack we'll pretty much be guaranteed blood, and we can soak up more damage. Do I want to use this 3? It would cost 1 to get a building material for metal. Or we start stocking up on these bones. Let's try to get 1 more building. I don't know, it's probably a horrible idea, but let's get 1 more building. Let's just get... I don't want to use those eyeballs yet. I think this is a mistake. I think I probably easily win if I just go for these, block with what I have, use this 1 time. Let's roll and see what I get. Maybe these tracks go up really fast, then I'll be happier to get the ritual chamber. Anyway, let's roll. So this side's gonna go up once because we rolled a 4, no 5. Remember, 4s right now are better than for us than 5s. We can get a meeple, we can get a building materials, and we can get another bone. So I guess we'll just do that. 1, 2, 3. We will craft a metal and use that metal immediately to buy this ritual chamber. Oh, look at this. This would have been really good too. You get 2 metals, which then I could have applied towards this larval harp, and we would have had another shield. If this was out, I probably would have went for this. Then I could get this. Yeah, this is like a better version of this for me right now. But it is what it is. We're kind of locked in now. And then I'm going to use the 2 bones. We're going all in on this strategy. Don't know if it's possible to even get it done. We're going to do a bone. We're going to do a bone. Whoop. Bone. We're going to roll. 1, 2, 3. Nothing happens here. We do mark this off though. 1, 2s, and 3s are bads for our goal, although 3 is not bad for our bone situation. But it is bad for everything else. We don't really need a person right now. Well, we kind of do actually. We need a metal to get a skull. So we'll use 1 eyeball, turn that into a 6. We get an acolyte. And I think we unfortunately are going to use this 2 and get 2 scrap. And we're going to immediately use 2 scrap to heal this sanctuary tower. And that's it. We're going to roll again. Oh, another 1, 2, 3. Suspicious. Maybe my randomizing on my dice is not as good as it should be. But yeah. Anyway, the Crusaders don't go up. It's pretty good for us. This is our last free turn before we get attacked 3 times. So bad for harvesting, good for keeping this down. We can get our last bone. So let's do that. But now we're in that situation where we need building material, and 2s and 1s are really bad for getting building material. I guess let's try re-rolling this 2 with an eyeball. Got a 3. Not great. But we'll use 2 eyeballs. We'll use the eyeball for re-rolling and another one for this. And then we'll use this 1 to just get back 2 eyeballs. Wait, what just happened? I should have none, and then I get 2 back. And then we're going to erase these 2 scraps and just heal another spot on one of these. And I guess we'll grab the metal now because we're going to need that for the skull resource. I didn't really talk about the skull resource, but the skull resource, you can't bank it. So whenever you build it, you have to use it. So I could build it to spend towards this, or I could build it to spend towards 2 points here. We're going to obviously go for this first, and then we're going to try to, for the rest of the game, try to get skulls for this. Alright, so we can basically have 3 more rounds to kind of get all this done. And we're also getting attacked 3 times. Let's see what happens. 2, 2, 2. Okay. This doesn't go up. They are attacking us this turn. And as I said, 2s are the worst for our current situation here. I don't think I could have gotten a worser roll than that, if I'm being honest. I guess I'll re-roll one of them. That's not much better. So I'll re-roll it one more time. I'll re-roll this too. All right, so that's both of our eyeballs gone. I am so I'm going to use this 2 to get back 2 eyeballs. And then I'm going to use one of the eyeballs to turn this 3 into a 4 to get a building material. And then I'm going to do this to get 2 more scrap, because we're going to need that in a second too. All right. So we're going to get attacked now. First things first, we have 4 shields, 2 of each. So this is going to go down, and this is going to go down. So we're only taking 4 points of damage, which isn't too bad. They're not going to go up the power track this turn, at least. The first one we're going to absorb is going to be here in the Sanctuary Tower, so that we can get our 2 free blood out of it, which we're going to then use to get a skull. And then we're just going to absorb the second one, and then 2 more. I could have used this to lower that, but I'm gonna wait one more turn. You know what? Why do that? You know what? I'm gonna use this immediately. We don't get the best value out of it, but it does lower this all the way down. Well, hopefully we don't regret that. But that's 2 less damage that we have to take. And we have 2 shields, so if in the next 2 rounds we roll like a 4 or 2, it will get negated, and hopefully that's a smart play. We used our special gain 2, and that's it. We still have 3 spots open. We're gonna roll. We got a 6, a 5, and a 1, so this is gonna go up. No 4s. We would like 2 4s on our next outing. We want 4s. We're gonna get attacked again, and then now, what do I have here that is useful? Probably need to get a acolyte, and I probably need to get a building material to get a second metal. Actually, I need the building materials for this. And then this 1 again, man. Keep getting 1s. We're just gonna get 2 eyeballs with the 1. And then now we're gonna do a lot of crafting. So first things first, we are going to make our first skull, a metal and a blood. So that's taken care of. We're also going to sacrifice this blood for this, and we are going to sacrifice these 2 building materials for this, which means this now gets built, and now we have this special power at the end of the game. We get 1 victory point per unused thing across all the things, which is probably pretty good for my current situation, hopefully. Then I'm going to use 2 scrap to heal the Sanctuary Tower again. And then now we're just going to get attacked. So same thing, we lower all this down by 2 on both sides. We're only taking 1 point of damage. And we're going to drop it into the Sanctuary Tower, which is going to give us 2 blood. And I don't think I messed up or did anything wrong with the rules here. So yeah, we're just going to continue on to our last round. And we are going to roll our dice. And we got 1 of each, which is not horrible because they're both going to get removed. But we did get good values for stuff that we want. So we're going to use 1 5 to get a building material. Yeah, I think we're just gonna... Oh, but we don't have this healed. We can get 1 stored here. And I can get a second skull stored there. But I can't heal this if I do it that way. Well, we're going to do it that way. We just won't get the 2 blood. It's fine. So we're going to get another building, and we're going to get another acolyte. I feel like this is better unused. Hold on, I gotta check something really quick. There we go. What is that building called, actually? Sorry. Ritual chamber. All right, so let's talk about this. I can turn all of this and these 2 bloods into 4 victory points. Or I could just not use them and I get 6 victory points. I feel like this is way stronger than this in terms of points. It's meeples. It's everything. So in fact, I think what I'm going to do I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to not get 1 building, and instead, I think I think the math works out the same way. It just feels cooler to do it this way. We'll get 2 scrap. We'll use the 2 scrap to heal the sanctuary tower. We'll make 1 metal out of these 2 bloods. And we'll use 1 metal and 1 blood to sacrifice and get 2 points on here. I think I end up with the same. I might end up with slightly less score by doing it this way, but I really wanted to get something in here just to show off how that worked. I feel like this is cooler than this. This seems really powerful. There should be like a limit of like 5 points on this or something. I don't know. Or maybe just if you get this, you just go all in on this, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 15 points here that you can get. Anyway, that's all the dice. That's all the crafting that I'm gonna do. I healed this. We're gonna get attacked. These get reduced because I have 2 shields of each type and they only have 1 power built up. I kind of suppressed that pretty well. And then I do take 1 attack damage. It's gonna go to the sanctuary tower, which is gonna give us 2 blood. And then I believe that's the end of the game. We got attacked. We're in this round. I forgot to mark it, but yeah. And then we're at the end of the game. I'm pretty sure I got attacked 3 times. If I cheated and only got attacked 2 times, then I should do 1 more round. But again, it's basically the same thing at this point. Even if I roll 4, 4, 4 or 5, 5, 5, I still have enough to soak it up and do all the stuff that I basically did. And I have lots of ways to get points here. So anyway, end of the game. Let's talk about it. How does it work? First things first, we're going to count up how many shields we have. And I'm going to use a different color for this instead of erasing. Basically, each shield is going to lower their power by 1. So instead of having 5 power, they're going to be at 1 power. And then my victory points have to be higher than that to win. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from this. And then from this, I get 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So my score was 14. Why can't I do that? There you go. I scored all the way to here. I guess we'll do blue for my score. And again, you wouldn't mark this probably at all. You would just compare the numbers. But my score was all the way up here. Their score was right here, 14-1. So assuming I didn't cheat, I won this one. But again, the game before this, I lost. So there is a same difficulty. I think I just got pretty lucky. The last game that I played, what ended up happening is I actually got the hatching pool pretty early last game. But their power kept going up on this side and never really going up on this side, because I think I had a 4 and like maybe it was a 1 rolled at the beginning. So again, 4s are good for your resources, but you know, if these numbers are spread out like that, then who knows? I don't know. I don't know what happened. All I know is I had a bunch of shields, and my shields kept not being effective because no attack was rolling. Or maybe it was a 3. I don't remember. Again, it's on my live stream. You could go look at it. I'm probably misremembering which numbers it was. So I ended up losing like 10-4 or something like that. But this one ended up being easier the other direction. But again, that's Morbid Fortress by Doom Thoughts. It's a print and play that just came out a couple days ago. I wanted to check it out. I think I really like the foundation that's here. I don't know if I like the game like long term. I don't know what I'm saying. I think I like what's going on here. I'm curious to see what like an expansion does for the game, or what they add to the game. Supposedly they're coming out with more what they call erase and write, or write and erase. I'd have to go look at their website and see exactly how they're terminating it. So now we have roll and writes, we have flip and writes, and now we have erase and writes, or write and erases, because I guess normally when you do roll and writes you don't erase too much. This one was designed to be erased. And again, if you were printing and playing this, you would physically be picking up these cards, marking them off, erasing them. I don't know how that feels in person, because I do my print and plays digitally like this. But yeah, there are some combo cards, so I guess I'll bring them out just to kind of show them. That's not what I meant to do. This card lets you flush the whole top row. This one you could get the skulls. So like I could have begged them for points right away, or I could have used it for this. Then there's like this Sanctuary Tower combo, where all the Sanctuary Towers, you gain things when you take damage. So you can get stuff like purposely make these take damage to build up your sight, build up your blood. I think there's another one. Yeah, this one lets you take damage to get your bones up. And what's the last card? And then this is just 2 for every other construction. So if I would have had this out, I would have had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. But again, the game has a harder difficulty. So you flip this side over. Now, no matter what you do, you can't get their power lower than 4. So you are taking a lot more damage. Or there's a harder track. You get a lot less time to prepare. And you potentially get attacked more. You can, if you get 1 as your number, you can get attacked up to 4 times instead of 3, and you know, you're getting attacked sooner. And it feels like also you can get attacked more here. I don't know what do they do. I gotta look at the card actually. Why is this? There's 3. This is all in the way. 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 crusader symbols. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there more spaces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why this seems more intimidating than this. Maybe it's just the way that they're spaced out. I don't know. Because there's less X's. Oh yeah, there are less X's. 4 X's, 3 X's, yeah. Or you can combine them. That's the other thing that you can do. And play on the ultimate difficulty. So again, I'll probably play it a few more times to see if I can maybe beat one of the harder side difficulties. Maybe I'll try the harder track first, and then I'll try the harder crusaders first, and then if I somehow win, I'll combine them, and then if I beat them both, that's it. I suppose you could track each win with each card if you wanted to. But yeah, that's what is it, Morbid Fortress? I've already forgotten what I called it. Let's put a card back. Why do I keep drawing on these cards? Morbid Fortress, there we go. Again, by the maker of Doom Fortress. All right, so I told you at the beginning, more housekeeping for me. Again, if you like these videos, the best thing you can do is give me a like, subscribe on YouTube. All that kind of stuff really works. Commenting, telling me when I break rules, or if videos helped you learn a game, also very helpful. Some stuff, I do have a website. This is not my website. This is my website where I've been trying to slowly rank every board game I've ever played. Every board game I've ever played. I have a long way to go. But any game that I play here, or even a lot of other games, you can kind of go into my full catalog, click on Morbid Fortress. There's a link for you to get the game, or if a game you want to play, you can see how many times I've played the game. Once it's been logged, I played once before I started streaming. If I had a review here, there'd be all this information. But one fun thing that you can do on all these pages is, again, might not be fun. I thought it was fun, so I built it in. You don't have to be a Patreon to do this. You can actually just sign up for free. But once you sign up for free, you start earning these coins, wakasm coins. I don't know, that's what I call them. And you can vote on games for me to play. You can vote on things for me to review. And then you can also place stickers on these pages. So if there's a game in particular that you like, you can say like, this game's awesome, or you could say this game sucks if it's a game you don't like. Or there's a lot of stickers that you can do. Maybe I should like put a whole array of stickers on here so you can see. You can vote on things for me to do. And then one last thing that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to map out what I want to do on YouTube and the stream. So I have this page, what I want to do next. For instance, I had to move my board game setup from a different room, so that's one of the reasons why I haven't been playing physical board games for a bit. That's almost finally done. I thought it would be done like 2 weeks ago, and it wasn't. I had to like reset up all my cameras, and it was a little bit more work than I thought it was going to be. And plus, my son had a birthday. I had to, do all that kind of stuff. But stuff I want to play, you can come here, spend those coins to vote on. If you are a Patreon member, you get more coins, but again, you could do it completely free. You don't actually have to give me anything, just trying to find ways to find perks. I do want to do some review style videos. I started working on them. I have some scripts for some of them. I do want to do things like ranking all the PnP arcade games like Dangerous Space and Dungeon Pages, all the games that I've played. So I'm going to probably do a video on that. I do want to do stuff like Potato, beating all the different potatoes on Nightmare. That's a video game thing, not a board game thing. But I'm going to be slowly adding a bunch of things here so that I don't forget the things that I want to do. But if anything looks cool, you can come here and vote on them. That's another way that you can interact with me in my channel. And probably every couple of videos, I'm just going to remind everyone that I'm doing this kind of stuff. I don't know if it's a good enough resource, but I'm trying to do more. I have a little bit more time now. I was working 2 jobs up until recently, so I'm back down to the 1 job. And yeah, I want to try to play more games, review more stuff. And if that's interesting to you, hopefully that is worth a hi, hello, something. I don't know. You let me know. Anyway, that's two games of Morbid Fortress. I think I'm going to take a break and stop streaming for now. I'm going to upload a recording of just the playthrough to the YouTube channel. And again, I'm trying to get to 500 YouTube subscribers, because then I could do badges and all that kind of fun stuff too. And I can turn my camera back on now. Hi, this is who's talking. And yeah, I don't know. I'm wakasm. If you've seen my channel, I play board games, I play video games. I flip-flop back and forth. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. And if you just got here for the live stream, I'm turning it off. Thank you for watching.